Sunday Arvo project. We've had this 3x3 little home gym going, just body weight stuff, a few dumbbells, ring rows, that sort of stuff. But I've brought a spare squat rack home that's been sitting at the gym getting unused, just in the way, and we're going to mount it here. So this is currently what our third garage looks like. Excuse the mess, but you know what it is. Bunch of kids stuff, bunch of surfboards, skateboards. We're going to turn this into a schmicko gym. So that's what it looked like. This is the before. So the biggest job with this one is cutting these squat rack uprights, because these are 2.7. The roof height is only 2.4 and a bit. So I was contemplating like just selling this and then buying a rack or rig that fitted. But I feel like I want this option because it's going to have a nice sturdy pull-up bar in the middle, because it's going to be wall mounted, as opposed to something that's freestanding or a cage. So we're going with this. So we're going to cut basically the tops off it. Hardest part is done. First time I've ever used a cutting disc on a grinder. So I'm glad I didn't take my toes or fingers off. Now it's just figuring out the configuration, because we want the pull-up bar as high as we can, so we can hang fully from it, but without being too high that I'm going to hit my head on the roof, because it's kind of an awkward kind of height. There's not much clearance, so let's see how we go. So the rig is together. Just got to stand him up, get him in the right position, and then drill him into at least the wall and probably the floor as well. That's looking pretty good without moving anything else, to be fair. All right, so we've got him in place, relatively squared up with this center mat. So the next step is just to get a bolt into the wall, bolt or two, and then just one in the floor. We don't want to do heaps of drilling into the floor. And then rearrange this so it's sort of centered. It's a little bit skew with on the piss, if you will. All right, so first one in and feeling nice and sturdy. If we don't have to put that top one in, we won't. We've got that one to do, and we are just using these, which I think are called like a masonry anchor screw. So we're into the wall, nice and anchored, and you can just see from that set of pull-ups, not much movement, so just about rearranging things, cleaning this up, getting the race numbers back up somehow. Okay, so here we are. We've moved the whiteboard, centralized that. Actually, that's a new whiteboard that was at the gym. Centralized that over the little dumbbell rack, squared up the sign with the squat rack. I've still got my race number signs that I want to put up around. I think that's cool. I'm thinking maybe some LED lighting across the top. So the next idea I have for the garage gym is a toaster rack for the bumper plates. We want to keep them out of the way, off the main gym floor. So my idea is to sort of make a bit of a mod and have them roll underneath the current dumbbell rack, which is just one of these, just a storage thing from Bunnings. So the bumper plates will sort of roll in and out on the ground level of this thing. I've just got to figure out the best way to do it. So we should be able to do something with this. This one will be our baseboard. This is all wood, just left over from making platforms from the old belt squat as well. So hopefully we can make this toaster rack happen. All right, guys, we got plates here yesterday. I need to create a storage rack under there. Let's go. After some precise measurements, this is what I came up with. So we are finished with at least this phase of the garage gym. We've started using it. Kelly's been ripping in here. I've done a couple of workouts myself, and I have set it up so I can shoot content in here. It's much easier than feeling like a goose in the big gym, in front of people walking in, all that sort of stuff. So I can think of ideas, I can stumble over my words, I can do a million takes in here. I'm all by myself, and I can also get the job done training wise. So there it is. I'll give you a bit of a look around. Let's go. First up, we've got this air bike, which is actually from Kmart. You can buy them online. They're $500. This is doing the job for us at the moment. I didn't want to fork out $1,000 to $1,500 for, an Assault or a Rogue, even though they're going to be better quality. This is doing the job. $500, Kmart, online, easy to assemble. The calories and everything are a bit shitty, counts a bit funny, distance-wise, that sort of stuff, but it is doing the job. We've got our Rogue fat pad that acts as our bench. It's actually high enough. It's a little bit thicker than a normal bench pad. So you can get the bar to your chest before your elbows hit the ground. So it is just like a bench, but you just don't get that sort of leg drive that you do off a normal bench. We've got the Rogue Ohio bar. Probably not my absolute favorite in the gym, which would probably be the Iron Edge bar that I've got down the gym, but a very solid one that I stole from the gym. Sorry guys. The squat rack, the main attraction, we cut it down. You saw me installing that. We've got our bumper plates here in the old homemade toaster rack. A few odds and ends. So we've got slant board, sit up mat. We've got the change plates, foam roller, dumbbells. We probably need a couple extra sets of dumbbells, but we got 5, 7s, 10s at the moment. We got our big sign there with the LEDs around it, and we can actually change the color. Check this out. Oh, pretty snazzy, pretty snazzy. And I just sort of wrap that around the screws that are holding up. Oh, that's nice. Holding up the sign. We got all my race numbers at the top there. Might be missing a couple, but I actually laminated them the best I could. That one's a bit fucked. We got our TRX ring rows, and we've got this little cable set up here. Do some pull downs, push downs mostly, some face pulls, some rows. We got a bit of a junk set up over here. We've got slam ball, we've got our vest, we got our little parallettes, dip handles that go into the squat rack. And then over here, we've got our box, which was part of our old belt squat. And we've got our lights set up because, like I mentioned, this is all set up for me to shoot some content. So if we step back here, there it is. There he is, that's all we need. Fucking beautiful.